Slower stuff in the pistol round. 30 seconds already ticked on the clock. A little bit of contact made, but no damage dealt. JDC on the wide swing will confirm that there's two in the canals. He's going to reel this back, allow them to take the space potentially and connect. But he's got the support from his teammate, YaLLa, on the sideline. We'll trade it back out, though.
Bomb site control having been taken, and Zentaris with the dualies now is going to make entrance into the bomb site very, very difficult. Surson all the way from Temple, firing off a few shots. Not the appropriate range for the dualies, but doesn't seem to phase Zentaris at all. Two more players on the chopping block, and he's just on distraction duties as he's toying with them from the pillar. Doesn't even need to expose his teammates just yet. They'll eventually start to make their way to the bomb site, but the time is already so far ticked down. Crimbo desperately trying to hold on to it. There is some cover available, but unfortunately the time has now fully ticked down, and all YaLLa needs to do is land the final nail in the coffin. Eternal Fire. I really appreciate that Eternal Fire are really playing this very calculatedly. Taking their sweet time. Ooh, taps in. That headshot was enough for Zentaris to find his teammate in the back of the head, and Zentaris himself, he's quite low. These pistols, all of a sudden, they've become very potent. JDC takes care of YaLLa. Now, with a full, healthy player taken out of the server as well, is Zentaris with low HP and YaLLa on the MAC-10 to try and reel it back. Headshot with the USB, and it continues to be dished out in the form of damage from YaLLa. JDC could still get it done. They're low enough that the Desert Eagle is very threatening. Trying to find a little corner. Oh, what a shot from YaLLa. That's lovely. Decent enough nade to do a tiny bit of damage, but this is where the B push should start coming in. This late smoke puts him in an awkward spot, so to coordinate with the connector players, they need to try and hurry it up, but JDC is caught in the back as well. Eternal Fire. This timing is absolutely perfect. Beautifully played by the connector players as well, but with Big losing those initial prongs for defense on the B bomb site, they immediately just have to back off.
Yeah, that loss bonus will allow them to drop over a couple of rifles and serve as a decent buy into this next as well. Oh, a little awkward. MAC-10. Almost takes Tabson.
A side push seems to be on the menu, but the weirdness of the smoke, the awkward movement among the T's does slow them down a bit. Crimbo, second line of defense, as Tapson is able to find just the one. Zentaris still looking to find Crimbo. Caught through the smoke, or off the top of it actually. Process does try to become a menace in his attempts, his pursuit of a retake, but it's looking pretty convincing so far for Eternal Fire. Surson waiting from heaven for any opportunity that presents itself. JDC disallowing them from going back if that's on the agenda. But if they don't get any of those initial opportunities, I think they might just back off.
Ooh.
This is now doable.
Yeah, felt like that timing was everything for Searson. The 2v2, a round that Eternal Fire started off a little bleak, but managed to wriggle their way back in still. It's Calyx that's called upon for the 2v1. JDC coming in from main. And Searson with that sniper. He showed himself on Heaven a while ago, but he's gone dead silent since. And Calyx plays the 50-50 and guesses incorrectly. A minute on this clock. Util still going back and forth, but I thought they were going to slow down a little bit. Instead, they just completely pull the trigger. They send it in and they walk right into the blender.
Yeah, if you walk into just a fully locked and loaded area like that, not many other results you can expect. It is a two-pronged approach though. One from connector, one from main. All the firepower coming in from one angle though, Josh.
High skyboxes here on the B-bomb site means that Util can be menacing, but they don't have a lot of it. They've already deployed those flashes. Now they've got to go in dry. Zentaris, Calyx, YaLLa, all in unison. Triple it up, the bomb site topples.
Kind of looked like he might be giving off the sound, but doesn't matter either way. Eternal Fire, they've done exactly what they needed to do. Tabson sticks around long enough so that he can cause some damage and fade away with the AWP, so that's a nice little touch, but Nothing really to write home about. Eternal Fire.
Maintaining this main control, that does actually seem to be the game plan here, but tabseN and CS2 still ready.
This duo's been able to stop them before. Xantares, though, crisp on the first. seule fade away after the shot. And he's actually going for the re-aggression straight through the Molotov. Doesn't anticipate Xantares being as aggressive as he actually is. YaLLa once again forward into CT. Process on for the 1 versus 2. One of them's low, but the op is ready. Xantares happy to dish out the final blow.
Well, as I say, just taking your foot off the gas pedal a little bit there, Eternal Fire, after that initial aggression, then going back in for it, seemed to work really nicely for them. Process just sends it through middle, down the window, into the canals. He takes the first. He's got a lot of leg room here as well, and holding for more. Only good for 2, but
no way.
That could be enough. Oh my God, how's he found JDC?
The problem is that the audio cue being given up by the second player instantly signaled to Xantares that he had to flick over after he got the first kill. And this re-aggression, ooh, nearly caught by wikidia. He had to cross there on the right position, right timing.
Oh.
Great little duo setup, though, from seule. And Xantares still trying to be a menace with the off, but I just love the re-aggression there from Big.
A couple of YaLLas doesn't hurt them at all. They can still do what's needed with them, but you know, it was 2 YaLLas, 3 rifles last time. Now it's 4. seule, big opening pick. He's actually going to follow up with 2 there. JDC 1 for 1, but it doesn't matter. The AWP still firing on all cylinders. He's having some major impact in these opening rounds, and he continues it here in the 10th. Beautiful work. A 4K.
The T side of Anubis, very merciless. You're the one dishing out the damage. Oh, leikkeet actually earnestly going for an individual play. I mean, I like the effort, even if it is punished. MIBR is the only one that finds success here on the T side. Xantares, I think he has a decent idea that tabseN is actually around the corner. He's being very wary of it, but his head's quickly found. And that means it's a 2-on-3. First, MIBR needs to worry about the player that just...
MIBR isn't too healthy himself. He has got support. JDC over towards camera. tabseN just tucked in this corner. If he doesn't get cleared, despite his low HP, he should still be good for the first. No, it's MIBR to take it his way.
Oh. 2 massive kills. No guarantee just yet, though. seule and Crimbo certainly capable of pulling it back. Both of them popping in from mid-connector. YaLLa will be the first person they have to meet. A fair bit of time already having elapsed. YaLLa, he's got a very nasty angle that's quite hard to clear. Crimbo, no, doesn't see the barrel and should be able to end it right there, but Crimbo trying to be problematic. If the nade was maybe a bit better positioned, MIBR would have fallen.
So far, they've not seen anything.
Yeah, the problem is Crimbo can immediately shut it all down, but wikidia has other plans. A shot to the forehead immediately. Xantares is shooting at the doorway. Quick work. 3 kills. tabseN falls.
And it becomes very, very winnable once again. Process just behind these doors, but no one's on the other side, so he's got a bit of space to work with here.
Yeah, I think he's just looking for the pixel through the very tiny little angle that you can find. seule teams up with JDC to deny any aggression from B lane, but Calyx actually reels it back in. Very surprising stuff. YaLLa happy to take down Process, with just Crimbo being on the radar now. Very few options remaining now for him. And he's caught on the side by YaLLa as well. That is such a weird turnaround, all things considered. After they got the initial advantage, I really thought they'd make
it turn around. That was very winnable in the 3v3. Right back the other way, 10-5, and as I mentioned before, not going to be any money here for Big. Some pistols, some armor, nothing more. Opportunity for an 11th here for Eternal Fire as they've turned a decent start into what actually might just be a dominant map win. No trouble at all against that force.
Look back at the results for a moment, you realize that they were actually the ones that beat Fury 13-3. And don't get me wrong, Fury aren't exactly the favorites in this tournament, but still, very convincing scoreline. Eternal Fire, they've just continued to dish out the damage. Zentaris, 3 kills are good enough. He's definitely ripened them up for the clutch. Woxic, Calyx, Wicadia, all 3 can sandwich them from 3 different angles. And you can see that Big are going for a bit of a delay on the bomb plant as well. They know that if they immediately try and stick to it, they could get caught in the back. Wicadia, I think his timing might be perfect. When that second attempt at the bomb plant ensues, he could fight back.
Wow.
No, Primbo, big miss. Surson, a 1-on-2 possible, but denied.
Yeah, maybe
I
even
really
that.
respect the fact that knowing how little of a chance they have, they're still giving it their full effort, fighting for their honor. Big, though, trying to delay what is seeming like a foregone conclusion. Calyx caught on the wide swings, and Terrace rifles away, but is only able to find 2 victims. Wicadia, spray slightly off the mark. Woxic, he's got a Tech 9, but is immediately denied. Big, at the very least, have extended play.
They got to overcome this first hurdle before they can even think about that one, and it's quite a high hurdle. Woxic on the angle, anticipating.
Wow.
What a flick, and right through the box. There's the man advantage.
All he needs is a tiny warning. Can't really find a freebie just yet. Maybe a little bit of info found by Eternal Fire on the outside of main. But Process's advanced position is probably the only thing that they can negotiate with right now, Josh.
He needs to win this duel, and as he takes it, instantly dinked by Calyx. Molly's onto Woxic, will force him into a really awkward spot, and he will instantly fall, but Wicadia, great for a refrag. JDC knows he needs to avenge his fallen teammate. In fact, he needs to do more than that. It's a 4v2 right now. He's making a bit of noise. Wicadia anticipates. JDC, quick to the trigger, quick to the head, but dinked down to 11. And Calyx waits for the smokes to fade, and, well, he'll double it up. 13 on the board for Eternal Fire, a convincing win at an unlikely time here. And as we were saying before, it doesn't do much for their campaign, but it really hurts Big. They're now in a very, very difficult spot here in the group.